How y'all doing this morning? We're back. Man, I'm ready. I'm ready to get the day started. I'm ready to hop into the charts. But y'all know what we have to do first. We have to get this thing out. Thing we have to send. All right. So let's get started, man. I'm excited how y'all doing on today. Hope y'all are having a great day today, man. So, first and foremost, let's get this up. Got some things that I want to share with you all. Those of you who want the initial bias for today, I honestly, as of right now, I don't have I have to take a look at the charts myself to see like what are we falling under on today. What will the market give us on today? And right now I have no idea. So let's dive into the charts. Hope y'all feeling good this morning. I don't have my coffee. I ran out yesterday. So it's gonna be a little bit tough, when you don't have your iced coffee. Get the day started. All right, so we're here on the charts. And seeing what we have going. One thing that I want to do though before we do start get this copy. There's some things that I want to share this morning. I wanted to share this, and I also wanted to drop the newsletter on you all. For those of you who wanted to sign up for the newsletter, I do want to go ahead and pull that up. So as I'm pulling this up real quick, I wanted to share the newsletter with you all for you to sign up in the chat. So if you could give me 1 second while I pull that up, because if you get that, we're going to go over, we have about 24 minutes until the market open. I want to go over a few things real quick. Those of you who didn't get an opportunity on yesterday to be able to watch us on PM stream as we did our weekly macro intel. And when we do our weekly macro intel on that, that gives you a better idea as to how to place your trades, right? Like what to look for within the market. And here's that sign up form for you to sign up for it on the newsletter. I'll just pin this comment in the chat. So, all right, that's being shared. So, what I wanted to go over with you all on today before we start within the market, we just want to take a look and see where things are. So, as we looking at ES, check this out, man. This morning, look at ES. We're on a 15-minute chart looking at this, but what is it resting? Where is it resting at? Like, where is it holding support right now, currently at the moment? Right here at these equal highs from yesterday. Look, what were we trading for long? What our initial bias was on yesterday? We wanted to sweep these equal highs right here. I'm sorry if I said equal lows. I don't know why I feel like I just said equal lows. But well, it's technically it's equal lows now, but it was equal highs on yesterday. That's right here. So these equal highs that are sitting here from yesterday, from where we wanted to trade into, our initial bias was to go long on yesterday to be able to sweep these equal highs that's here. We ended up taking a short, and then we should have went long after we came back to equilibrium on yesterday and took it all the way to equal highs. And that's what the market has been doing since. It's just consolidating right here at these equal highs. And we are below midnight open. So what will be our draw on today? I'm not sure. We honestly may have to wait until market open to be able to see what the first initial move is within the market to be able to draw an assumption, because as of right now, us coming to take out these equal highs leave me in a place of where's the next draw on liquidity? Where would the next draw on liquidity be? If I go to a higher time frame like the 4 hour and I look at it at the 4 hour, hey, maybe we go back to previous week high. You know, I do know that uh at our high point at previous month high here, maybe we draw here for the next pool of liquidity, or we just come right back to previous day low because we're trading below midnight open. So starting out, if we're trading below midnight open, it may be an opportunity for longs at the start of the day if we were to crack above midnight open. But if we were to stay and trade below it, then I'm looking to probably target previous day low. So as far as our targets are concerned for full TP, they're in place already from what we did on yesterday. And that's why I like to trade on Mondays, because it gives us a better idea as to where our targets can be based upon where the market moves. So here's one thing that I'm paying attention to and what I'm looking at. The next thing of what I'm looking at is if we go here and we just take a look at our macro intel chart. This is something that I think is really good. So if you do sign up, you're able to get this throughout the week, right? And it helps you weekly within whatever it is that you're trading, and it gives you a better idea as to what is grouped together. So we know that the central anchor of everything right now is the DXY. Some people would have said, "Oh, it's oil for NQ. You need to be watching oil." That's not true, because things have now changed. You now have a powerful dollar that's surging, right? And if the dollar continues to surge, what happens? It makes a pull on everything else. And that means that everything else become risk off assets like crypto, like your individual equities, indices. They start to pull back. Precious metals. What do we say about precious metals? Precious metals, they have a tight inverse relationship, right? And when they have a tight inverse relationship, you see things of what was once support has become resistance, and they're pulling back and giving you a great opportunity to be able to invest in over time. So let's take a look at that. First thing that we're going to take a look at is the dollar itself. Take a look at the dollar. take a look at the dollar on the daily. All right, so what have we talked about with the dollar? The dollar has made its way back to this high point here with these equal highs of what was made back in May of 2025. This was made back in May of 2025. And we're here in June. So we had a slight pullback once we made it to this high. And you now seen a little bit of a recovery, right, with the dollar as it continues to progress and push forward. Do it crack 101.481. And as the dollar continues to surge and push forward, man, start looking at other things and seeing them get ready to pull back. Look at crypto this morning. Crypto is down because the dollar is going up. As the dollar continues its momentum, you're going to start seeing things for what they really are. Look at crypto right now. We take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is continuously dropping. And all this has to do with the dollar. Don't let anyone fool you. We see the total three. The total three is Bitcoin and Ethereum excluded, right? So this is all your altcoins, your XRP, your Algorand, Polkadot, Metallicus. All of that is here in your total three. And as you can see, the total three is doing what? It's in a decline, right? It's in a decline. You know what is up? USDT dominance. Well, Jeremy, what is USDT dominance? This is when you go risk off and you convert from your cryptos and you convert them into USDT. So if you're converting back to USDT and USDT is holding, that means that USDT is holding cash. That means that people are becoming risk off on these assets. And when they become risk off, the more things of what's transitioned into USDT, that lets you know that the dollar is pumping and is strong. And we're risk off when you see USDT go up. Right? So we have an understanding of that. Our precious metals. What do we say about precious metals? Gold has been holding support all the way since 2023. Support, support, support. That same support has now been lost here in 2026. It has been lost, and what was once support is now becoming resistance. So we're having a lot of resistance that's happening right here. And on gold, there may be a possibility for that pullback, and that pullback will be coming here where we have some sell side liquidity at $32.95. So that's something to keep our eyes on. Same thing with silver too as well. Silver losing its support. What was once support with silver has become resistance, and that is pulling back to as well. Is losing its support all the way back from 2025, 2020, April of 2025. So support here, support here. We lose that support, and now we're just sitting here where this support is going to become resistance and pull us back to sell side. That's here at about $45 on silver. So we're going to be getting some good entry points and opportunities for those who missed out on these big trades, right? But when these trades did happen, now they're pulling all the way back, and it gives you an opportunity to be able to get in. So I will put these things on my watch list, precious metals on my watch list for a store of value, right? And then I'll be continuously paying attention to things like Bitcoin. And how you will know that it's time to accumulate these things like Bitcoin. You will know this when it comes time, as you're watching things like the dollar, as you're watching the dollar, the DXY, once the DXY finds a key level of where it wants to reach, because it still has more momentum to the upside, once it starts finding support and hits that momentum on the upside, which could be another month from now, a month and a half from now, right? We're looking far out. That's when you can start accumulating your crypto again. And that will be the perfect time to buy. Same thing with precious metals. So you want to be having cash sitting on the sidelines and be ready when the time comes. You want to be ready when the time comes. So overall, our overall assessment of the market, as you can see, Bitcoin is right now at 58,575. Our overall assessment of the market is what we have been constantly saying over time. So with ES, let's take a look at MNQ first, and we'll drop down to the lower time frame on MNQ. And MNQ is doing the same thing. So it's resting literally right above those equal highs of what it had, and it is just sitting there, trading a little bit below midnight open. It gives a market make a sell model is what it's showing, but we may open up that way, right, with a deep pullback, and then may catch a rally to see if we could catch the next draw on liquidity. So to go up to a higher time frame, we have relative equal highs here on MNQ. Right here you have relative equal highs. Go ahead and mark that. Do we come and take out these equal highs that is right here? And on yesterday, we saw this same exact setup, right? We had relative equal highs. We were trading below, we were trading above midnight open at that point. We was on an uptrend. But on the overall, when you're looking at this, we're looking at this on the 4 hour. So overall on the 4 hour chart, we're still in a uptrend, right? With a slight pullback that's happening until we break this and have displacement below this level. Then I would consider this bearish, right? Once we have displacement below this level, I would consider this bearish. If I see a displacement below this level, I would consider this to be bearish, but we're in a uptrend, right? So while we're in this uptrend, change this. Got enough blue going. So while we're in this uptrend, right, do we pull back break below this level to make ourselves bearish, or do we pull back into this gap in reverse, right? It's like an open low, close high type candle, where the candle opens low and then it start closing high, meaning that it's reaching this high point. Can we do that all the way to these relative equal highs here for today and take these out? This can be an initial target for today. So I'm looking for this to be an initial target on today, possibly, if we are looking for longs here and stay within this uptrend. We go to the 1 hour. You can see it on the 1 hour, right? We broke through this fair value gap. We're just resting right here on the top. So let's take a look at it on ES. have about 9 minutes until market opens. So when you look at it on the 1 hour, ES on the 1 hour, what do we see? Well, we see necessarily a fair value gap that was here that we traded into. So we traded into this, but we had a rally up out of this. Now we're having a slight pullback on the 1 hour. If this were to break, we could come back to 74.77. I want to look at 74.77 from the 1 hour. Just that 1 hour. Equilibrium that's there. So we'll see how this thing plays out, man. We're trading below midnight open right now. As we drop down to the 15-minute chart, we're trading below midnight open. So we'll just wait and continue to see. So as we're waiting on that, let's check this out. Remember when I told you all about this book here? Master Your Brain, Training Your Mind for Success in Life. This book here by Philip Adcock. Right? So here's one thing that he talks about. When he talks about govern your emotions, vanquish your fears. Most people are always in what? Fear. Fear of the markets, fear of taking risk. They just have fear all over them, right? I don't like being around people that's like that. I don't like being around people who extract a lot of fear, right? Like if you're a person who extract a lot of fear and you give off a lot of fear, I can't hang with you. I don't do any fear mongering, but I like to give people clarity so that they can have understanding as to what is happening. If you want to take it as fear, then that's on you to take it as fear. But I'm not, I don't like people who are fear mongering, right? But this is what he says about reprogramming your emotions. He says, let's say that your success involves being a good stage performer. To get your brain on board, you need to associate the thought of performing with the positive emotional aspects that accompany a solid performance. Along the same lines, you'll need to dispel any negative emotions such as fear. That means you have to start walking into your success. You literally have to start walking into your success. And when you start walking into your success and you have no fear and you release that fear, that's when everything starts to come to you. Because you're no longer being held by the things that you are afraid of. Most people are afraid of certain things. And those things, because that they are afraid of them, keeps them from doing what? It keeps them from doing the thing that they may love to do. we can't allow that. We can't allow things to stop us from doing what we love, accomplishing our goals. Because if you allow that to happen and to stop you, it cuts off your momentum and it stops you from being as hungry as you think you are. I'm hungry. Jeremy, what do you mean you're hungry? I'm hungry for success. That's what I mean when I say that I'm hungry. I'm hungry to be successful within the area of what I love to do and the things that I love to do. And whatever it is that you love to do, you should have that same level and that same approach, that same mindset, right? So that you can have that same approach. So let's see what the market gives us on this morning. We're resting above these relative equal highs. We're resting below these relative equal highs here. That's on the 5-minute, right? I want us to come and take out these highs. I don't know if we trade lower this morning, starting out. So let's see. Let me pull these in some. Right here. It's about right here. These are those old equal highs that's here where we're finding that support. Right? So we drop down to that 5-minute. Look, we have relative equal highs here. Market looks to be creating some momentum. And the market is now open. It is now 9:30. One thing about me though, I don't like to engage within the first. I don't trade opening breakout, open range breakout, or like I don't like to trade within the first 5 minutes, 15 minutes of the market, right? We pretty much like to wait for our setup to come. So we're still trading in this bearish order block that's here, right? And gave us this here. If we could take this out, we'll be able to see what happens. Just be patient. We can see what we get this morning. So what I'm looking for, I want an A plus setup. I'm looking for my A plus setup based upon, and what I trade is ICT concepts. So I'm looking for an A plus setup within that model. Look at the wick here on this 5 minute chart where it comes and it cracks above midnight open, right? A little bit, goes all the way to previous day high, then it starts reversing and pulling itself back. This gives me a little bit of some confirmation that we may be able to go long here as we break above midnight open, right? But I still don't know. So this is just more of a matter of being patient to be able to see. We have about 2 minutes until this candle closes here. So if we go to the 15 minute, we can see exactly where we are on a 15 minute chart. But as far as initial bias, man, do you all have one? What are you trading today, and what is your bias on today? But it's looking like that we could possibly have a London sweep and then a reversal, like a sweep of London highs, and we reverse and continue to go upward. Or a sweep of London lows, I'm sorry. But we're just going to be patient, wait on our opportunity. Could this be potentially one of those open high, close low type moments? Or are we just pushing to be bullish? We are above midnight open now. So let's just see what the market gives us on today. Most people would want to FOMO in at this point. They would want to FOMO into the trades, drop down to the 1 minute. But again, there's no reason to FOMO into anything. Just allow the trade and the setup to come to you, and everything will be good. Market is looking like it's wanting to create, so far here, a bullish order block. And that's here, where you have resting buy orders sitting right here, resting buy orders. So the market seems to be hanging around previous day highs, still trading above midnight open. If we would have been first initial buyers here, we would have been sitting in this pullback here as the market continues to push lower. See, and I'm talking about right here. It's kind of where you have that order block that's keeping it bullish, right? And so here, if we were to break below this, then I would look for shorts, right? I could possibly look for shorts right at if it comes below midnight open to be early within the trade, but this right here so far is a showing that we're slightly bullish. You have some buy stops that are set right here. I want to see if I look at it at a different time frame to see if we have SMT at the highs. Here, let's take a look at something here. We'll go from this swing low to this high here. If we wanted to engage, this would have been our area of engagement on this particular trade. I think we could be patient here still. Overall, so the market makers are looking like they want to make us bullish on today so far. That should have been an entry for us right there. But something just tells me to be patient, right? Don't engage as of yet. We're creating higher highs and higher lows so far. This higher low has not been taken out just yet, which means that, hey, we're still on this bullish trend so far. Could this be the manipulated move though? Right? Could this be that manipulated move? Just gonna be patient to see. Let's see if we have news. Do we have news this morning? Okay, so let's look and see if we have news coming up this morning. And we do have 10 a.m. We have Jolt's job opening at 10 a.m. this morning. Put this here. So we have Jolt's job opening at 10 a.m. this morning. So maybe we should wait. Wait until news at 10 to be able to see. We could have an opportunity for some shorts as we continuously see about rejection in this particular area. Do we go ahead and take out those equal highs that's there, or do we go ahead and short, get another draw on liquidity to the downside, and then have a rally to come back to take out these equal highs? That is a possibility. That is a strong possibility. So let's see if we could get displacement. And it is just 9:45, so there's still time. We're still stuck into this bullish order block that's here. So we may be short in the market today. I think another thing too, like, well, we talked about this one yesterday. With the DXY effect when it comes to the dominance of the dollar. When we was talking about that, we was talking about indices, and I said the current state, right, of this all. When we look at this, major indices have been on a tremendous run over time. When you take a look at it on the weekly and monthly chart, like I kid y'all not, it's been on a massive run, right? If you were to go and look at this on a monthly, like, just look at the run that we've been on, and this is on a monthly chart. Beautiful run. When you see things that's like that, right? And when we're trading, creating new all-time highs, you have to be careful. My toughest month was February, right? February for me was one of my toughest months in trading. It felt like every day I woke up, it was a red day. Every day, because we were consolidating so much prior to with all the tariff news and everything going on. And once we were able to break out of that, then a lot of the trades started to become better and make a whole lot of sense, right? We weren't really on that much of cutting risk at that point. But however, as the dollar continues to push past 101, right? The market is catching overhead resistance. So it's easier, just like on yesterday when we took shorts on yesterday, is because the market was doing what? Look, here's yesterday's trade. We took shorts on yesterday. Look at that pull. Look at the beautiful pullback on yesterday. And then the market just slowly staircased its way back to those equal highs. But the moves of what we're looking for, we want them to be significant, just like this. Obviously, we could have caught the reversal too as well, but look how long you would have held that all the way just to get back to equal highs. I like for my moves to be like this. That way it's over and get it done with. And then we just accumulate it here. So we can consider this. I'm trying to see if we can find what power of 3 here, where this could be accumulation and we get the manipulated move higher, sweeping the 5-minute equal highs that's there. And then we get distribution back to the downside. I mean, kind of what I'm looking for at the moment. I'm hoping we get that. That double top pattern right here played itself out perfectly. Which makes me feel like, hey, we can continue to push forward to take out these and then just reverse all the way back to this order block here. So just going to be patient, not rush anything. But those of you who bought first, right? If you were buyers here below these equal highs here, where it was finding great support here, then this trade right here, and what I would consider the manipulated move, I mean, you still have opportunity to make money, but that's for those who trade like or open range breakouts, right? If you trade open range breakout and you take the first 15-minute candle of the day, you mark out the high, you mark out the low of the first 15-minute, and then if it breaks that, then you go long. If it breaks below it, then you go short, right? So as of right now, people who are trading orb strategy, although to me it hasn't necessarily taken out this wick for the high in order to be able to go long, but how long do you think it'll go? Because in my opinion, I think we just sweep here and continue on down. We have about 9 minutes until news, so I'm just going to continue to be patient. Look at that bullish move that's there. That was a big move. So if you're in orb, if you traded orb strategy, that's the move that you was looking for. Coming back to these equal highs. Coming back to this area. So with news coming out, let's see if we get that Judas swing at 10 o'clock. Could be a possibility. That's a nice move to the upside. I think that's the only news it is that we have. Yeah, the only news we have is jobs. Job opening at 10. So nothing major. Continue to be patient. One thing we don't do is FOMO into the markets. But that would have been a nice entry though. What I was talking about right here, catching above midnight open. I would call that entry here. That would have been my entry. Boom. But that's not what I want. This was what I want. This is what I have my eyes on. Is move this like this. Sweep of those relative equal highs. Hold on. See where is this? Try again. Sweep of the relative equal highs, and we come right back to here. Looking for something that's like this. I may be able to find it better on the 1 minute. So we got the sweep so far. Would it be a rejection block that will make us continue to go lower and get the low that we want, the trade that we want? Again, patience is a virtue. You're going to get that beautiful trade that you want. You just have to be patient. Most people can't be patient in these moments, and that's why they're not profitable, because they lack patience. So if it is continuing to pull above, right? Look at the levels of what we have that's up here at 75.99, 75.612. We do have those levels too as well, but I just don't think that we draw that much higher today. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We will see. Let's be patient. If we were to get a big displacement candle here, that's when I'll be looking for shorts. But that's kind of like what I want. I do want to look for shorts on today. And VWAP is sitting, like if you're a VWAP trader, that was a nice move for you with VWAP at 75.05. So that's somewhere around here at 75.05. That would have been a good trade for those who are VWAP traders. And what's crazy, I've seen this setup time and time again. So should have known to myself, hey, this is an opportunity possibly for longs, But for some reason, I wasn't feeling it as much. And that's okay, right? Not FOMOing in, not missing out on anything. Now look at that downwards pressure here. $10 news has come out.
Order filled.
Thinking that I'm on a short here. Probably add one more to my position. Put my stop above here. We get taken out because we're early, then oh well.
Stop filled.
Okay, so we got stopped out there. So the market wants to continue to be bullish here. That wick is insane. That wick is insane. But that lets you know buyers are in strong. So and it's okay. Like the first initial move of what we wanted didn't pan out. And I'm cool with that, right? And we may just get another opportunity here. We may was just early. You know, sometimes you be early. And see if it gives us an opportunity to be able to get into shorts again. We're just going to be patient here, though, not rushing. this is the pullback of what we wanted. We wanted something nice like this to be able to happen, but it hasn't given us an opportunity to be able to get into the trade as of yet, right? So wouldn't it suck if it didn't give us an opportunity to get into the trade? We're still not in no hurry as of yet. Beautiful displacement here. Nope, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Now, is it? Do we get an opportunity here? It looks like it, but we're still patient. I say sometimes the toughest trades. Oh, look at that. You see why we didn't FOMO into this? Great example as to why we didn't FOMO into the short. patient. I hope the trade hurry up and comes because I have to use the bathroom. It would be nice if the trade could just go ahead and come and we can place our trade. So what we're looking for here, as we're moving to the downside, right, just a little bit, the thing of what I'm looking for to be able to help me enter into the trade is what? If anybody could tell me or share with me, then I'll be able to share with you exactly what it is that I'm looking for. If I don't see it, then there's no reason for me to FOMO in. Interesting, oddly enough. Take a look at MNQ. Great bullish move on MNQ this morning. But where's its targets? Like, where is it going? I don't see a necessary target for it unless it goes back to those equal highs that's here at 39.84. I'm sorry, not 39.84. 39.73. 39.73. Just consolidating right now. Market makers haven't given us pretty much anything outside of that bullish move from the start of the day at 10 o'clock. Jolts came in, gave us an initial move higher. Then we started to have a little bit of a retrace. Now we're catching somewhat of some rejection here. Here we go. This may be our opportunity to get into the short here. But again, we still have to be patient to see. maybe, maybe not. Y'all breakfast looks so good this morning. Like I told you, I haven't had my coffee either, so be patient. If what we want do come up, then I'm looking to trade possibly maybe 3 micros. Boom. Yeah, we're just consolidating right now. I don't like the consolidation. Clearly don't like the consolidation. So we're accumulating orders here for the next rally. And will that be to the upside or will that be to the downside? Who knows? But I don't want to step away to have to go use the restroom and then come back. And we had an opportunity to be able to get into our position of what we've been waiting for, and it doesn't show up. So we're trading within these equal highs here. This may be an opportunity for me to go to the restroom. I'll be right back. All right, so it seems as though we're moving higher, but are we drawing to that area of what we talked about? I still don't think so. Let's see if we get rejected here at 75.32.75. If rejection comes here, then maybe we get our shorts of what we're looking for. But I mean,
Order filled.
it might just be strong here.
Order filled.
Right. We'll see. We have a break of structure here. So where this circle is where a break of structure was, right? Have a break of structures, strong push forward with a rally, and create a fair value gap here. We missed the fair value gap, obviously, of where our entry could have been exactly. But this is more like IOFED, catching IOFED. And this is what I mean when I say us catching IOFED entry here. Meaning that with a break of structure that has happened here, let's take this off so we can see. Okay, let's take this off here. Boom, remove. So you have a break of structure that happened here, right? So when you have that break of structure that's here, and the market has that push forward on that rally, that still gives indication of us still being able to be bullish, right? So that's why we would have got our better entry. I was a little bit late on it, but I could show you where we could have gotten our better entry, and that would have been here, catching our better entry. So what do we do in this? We sit and hold, and obviously this is where we have our stop, and we said that we were going to take on 3 micros on this trade. And so our first initial target of what we're looking for is going to be, once we start going to a higher time frame, I'll be able to show you. So our first initial target will be here, and we'll go more on this horizontal key, right? And our second will be here, targeting these 2 areas of liquidity. So our overall trade will look something like this. Our stop there, right? And we're here with it. So if I drop down to the lower time frame, pull this over, I don't know why this thing was so wide this morning. Move this over some more. So the trade could look something like this, right? So now we just exercise patience. Obviously, we're trading above midnight open still. So this will be our crack at it. There we go. Now let's see what the market gives us, what the market maker gives us on this trade here. If it works out, it works out. Hey, if it don't work out, then it's all good. You live to trade another, right? You just make sure that you manage your risk properly within the trade. One thing that people struggle with is managing their risk properly. So they end up blowing their accounts or wasting money on capital on trade opportunities. But overall, we had a good week this week, like if and last week. So let's see if we could pull up this week and what we've done. Here, let's do last week up until this point. Yeah, last week up until from where we are now, being in profit over 12,000 on this week is pretty good. Pretty good in my opinion. And that's going from the 21st to the 27th. So I did not account for yesterday's trade either as well. So still pretty good. No complaints here, my friends. You won't hear me complaining at all. I plan to trade and trade the plan. That's all I can do. So we see we're getting a move here to the upside on this trade so far. Not far from approaching our first initial TP of what we wanted right at those highs. Let's see if I could go back to make sure if it's here or if it's here. I think it's here at this target that's there first. So our first initial target we haven't hit yet, but once we do, we'll look to be able to secure some profits in on today. So we'll just be patient enough to see how this trade continues to play itself out. Those of you who have taken this trade with me, go ahead and hit that like button. You should be in profits right now. And we do not move our stop. We're not going to move our stop, y'all, because we've been doing it. Like, that was one thing of what was a problem for me in some of my trades was moving my stop too early. And when I move my stop too early, it will wick us out of the trade, right? Not that we would lose profits. We would come automatically to break even once we got a little bit of a breakout. And then if price decided to come back and retest this area, this level that's right here, what happened? We always got wicked out of the trade. So we don't want to move our stop until we secure profits on first TP. Once we secure profits on first TP, then we go to break even. But what you could do to be able to cut risk a little bit is to move it here. and I would rather move it there to cut risk a little bit, right? So therefore the stop isn't as wide anymore, and it don't have to be because you have a key level of where you can move it. So that to me is a little bit more fair, and it saves you on more capital, right? So I would move it there, but I would not move it to break even until we secure first TP. So right now it's just a moment of exercising patience, and we just allow the trade to play itself out. And if you are tuning in, please subscribe, hit that subscribe button. We go live every day of the week, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. We're here in the market. Now we should see some acceleration here to push us even higher. We should see some acceleration here. We're on a 5 minute. Let's drop down to the one. Terrible reaction right here. One, whoa, terrible reaction here. I was going to say this level here of where we had it the very first time should have been where our first initial TP was. don't that suck not to take profits there? Let's see where did we have that initial stop? Once you come here, let's see here. Y'all, we had that was our first TP. It was there. It was there. That hurts. That hurts. But another thing is, this is why we haven't taken our stop and moved our stop up, because it's coming back to retest that area of what we talked about. Can we rally past this area and come back to where our first initial TP was? Then we're able to take profits there again and gives us a different opportunity, right? Well, I tell you one thing, the market makers do not make it easy. think because we came back and retested that area in that zone, I'm gonna just go ahead and move the stop to break even at this point and allow the trade to play itself out. Uh, we'll still look and use our target areas as references of where we want to be able to take initial profits. And so we still have that same area of what we want to take profits from on the very first time. We still have that same area. So we're still looking to be able to take profits there. We did not move our stop, which we showed a little bit of discipline there. Uh, as the trade started to pull itself back and revert back, right? We allowed it to come back, retest that area. It retested that area. And what did we do? Uh, it seemed as though it reversed right up out of that. So now that we reversed right up out of that, we now move our stop to a break even point of where our entry is, to where, hey, if we were to lose out on this trade, then we lose out on this trade with losing nothing at this point, instead of risking what we were risking in order for the trade to happen. We now got the reversal. So let's see if the trade continues to want to move itself up from this point. And if it do, then hey, kudos. That's a win for us. Uh and if it doesn't pan out, hey, kudos, it's a win for us again because of risk management and how we decided to play our stops on that, right? So overall, I like how we was able to play that all together.
Stop filled.
So as we can see, we did get stopped out, and that's cool. That's cool. I'm not upset by it. You win some, you lose some. And in this day and fashion, this is one that we lost. So
Order filled.
could we get shorts here? And this is where those shorts come in, right? Because obviously we failed at our longs. Hmm. This is our last trade for today. Let's see if we could get some selling pressure here. We needed displacement though below this level, in which we got. We got displacement below this level, but obviously the buyers are still holding in strong here. I just like the fact that we got candle closure here below this level. That is why we wanted to take the short. Oh, I don't know why this is moving. Here, I'll do this. Yeah, there we go. So we did get the candle closure below this level here for the short, and off of this seller momentum is why we wanted to enter into the trade. So could we hold this and take this all the way to back to midnight open, right? It's a possibility that we get that, right? We're not always right in the markets, but it's a possibility. Our last mistake within that trade, we moved our first initial TP from 75.41 where we did have it, and I went to the next level a little bit higher, which took us away from securing some profits right here at where the market reversed. And where it reversed at, it was our first initial TP. So that was a mistake on my behalf. That's something that I will be able to go back and look on video and replay what was I thinking within my mindset that allowed me to move our first initial TP, which took us away from securing profits, because you could see how we wicked literally right there at 75.41 where our first initial TP was. So that was a mistake on my behalf, right? But those are things that you're able to go back, review, mark down in your journal. Don't beat yourself up for it, and learn from your mistakes, right? So I learned from that. What we did to make up for that, we allowed price to come back, retest that area of where our entry point was. Once it retested that area of our entry point, we did not move our stop yet. It broke out of it again, right? Giving another manipulated move. Once it gave that manipulated move, we then move our stop to break even. So when the trade came back and stopped us out, we didn't lose any money. So that trade was a trade that we took, and we didn't lose anything at all. I'd rather us not lose anything than lose what we're actually looking to risk. So to me, that's a win, right? And you get an opportunity to be able to trade again, in which we're doing now. We're trading again. And we had an opportunity to take shorts because we preserved the capital from the first initial trade. So now we're trading the shorts and we're shorting the market. We got that displacement below the level of what we wanted. And now we could sit here and hold this probably to back to midnight open. And if we could get the momentum of what we want to midnight open, then I like it. So let's see what we get here. We will secure profits right here where I have that 5 minute equal highs at. We'll secure profits here, and then if we come and sweep previous day high and start trading that low, then we could look for final TP there, or leave a runner for midnight open. I would want to leave a runner for midnight open. So what we're looking at so far, see what we get. And another thing is, I'm not too keen on losses like uh that a trade didn't work out the way that we planned it to. I don't hold that against me when it comes to my trading, right? Because we had great trading days so far. What you can do, and we talked about this in this book here, right? Where it talks about master your brain. What you can do is control what you can control. And that is your emotions, how you feel, your mindset when it comes to trading. Mr. Kenneth Chenault, y'all know, remember when we talked about him? He's the CEO of American Express. He was the CEO of American Express for over 17 years, and he managed over 20 billion while he was there at American Express. So just imagine you having to manage that amount of money for a company, first and foremost, and to do it consistently year after year after year after year after year. The one thing that he talked about was what? Controlling what you can control. We can't control what the markets do. All we could do is take on probabilities of high level probabilities of what we see consistently within the market, right? So the more that we see those, and what we're going to start doing is trailing, right? Let's go ahead and start trailing this so we can secure profits for the day. I don't want to take off any of on my position as of yet, but we will trail to be able to just secure in since we create another level. So here's our first initial TP of where we're going to take some stuff off the trade. So we'll take off
Order filled.
contract here, secure some profit there. We'll leave two. We'll remodify our order. So price comes back to these equal highs and find a resting position there at those 5 minute equal highs from earlier today. That's where we took our first initial profits here at this level of what we had marked out. So we did hit that, and we took some profits there off of the trade. And so now we're allowing our two runners to be able to see if they can make their way on down to previous day high, or do we just continue to go higher? If we do continue to go higher and we get pushed out of the trade, hey, we get pushed out, but we didn't risk as much, and we'll walk away with still having a win on this particular trade, right? May not be as much as we want, but it's still a W because we was able to hit our first initial profit target. And so you will want to remain consistent that way versus blowing your whole entire account by just FOMOing in and not having any idea as to what you're doing. Because if you was a person who were holding continuously still, and you had no initial targets to be able to take profits from out of the trade, then that's how you lose even more. But we wanted to secure some money for today, right?
Stop filled.
See, so we got stopped out right here. So now that we got stopped out right here, it's all good for us. We're good. Not going to complain at all, period. Price came all the way back to equilibrium here. That's why you have the reversal. So this 5-minute equilibrium that's here, that means that the market came back to a balance. So if you look at the initial move of what it had, it just came back to a balance, right? In structure. Once it came back to this balance in structure, we were looking to take profits here. We did take profits there. If it would have broke this balance of structure, then it would have continued on down to previous day high, but it did not so far. So it's all good. We're going to walk away and secure this day as a W with risk management. Today was all about risk management, right? Not hitting our first initial target, a mistake on me on moving that, right? That could have been a nice win that could have secured profits for us. The second thing was not moving our stop loss immediately, allowing it to retest the area. Once it retested the area, we went back to break even. Once we went back to break even, boom, we got whipped out of the trade. That means we lost nothing. And then we took a short, right? And took profits at 5-minute equilibrium where equal highs were. We secured profits there. Once we secured profits there, what happened? We trailed a little bit to have us a little bit below break even so that we could secure in profits on the trade, and we made money on that trade both ways. So today was all about risk management, and if you manage your risk very well, kudos to you. You did good, and that's what it's all about. So we'll be back PM session. I did not like how this went so far, so we still have capital to be able to trade on PM session. So those of you who want to trade PM session, hey, you have an opportunity to be able to join me at 1. Let's see, what time should we come back to the market? Is 1 o'clock? Let's see here. Let's do 1:05. We could come back at 1:05, and we could be able to trade PM session and be able to get a beautiful trade at 1:05. I think that'll work out for us a whole lot more. But yeah, so appreciate you all for tuning in. And you already know this how trading goes. So it's your boy Jeremy. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you for tuning in. I'm out.